Hi, everyone. My name is Mandy Young Guzman, and I'm here with Identidad, Latina, Multimedia. Today, we have the honor to speak to the current mayor of New Britain, Erin Stewart, in her office. So it's great to see you. How are you today, Mayor Stewart?
I'm good, Mandy. Thank you so much for having me today.
Okay, great. So we're so thankful to have you in this interview today. So we have a couple questions. So when and where did you begin your political campaign?
Oh, man. So I was young. I started off by running for the Board of Education in the city of New Britain. So I was 22 years old. I was a softball coach at New Britain High School, and I started by running for the Board of Ed because I wanted to make a difference and in education in New Britain. And then things took a turn when I got elected there at 23 years old, and I served for 2 years before I figured out that I was a little frustrated with what I saw happening in my community, and I knew that I needed to make a different change. I had to do something different. Maybe education wasn't where I necessarily wanted to go, so I decided that I was going to run for mayor, and that was in, I'll say, the summer of 2013. So I was 26.
Okay. Yeah, that's an inspirational trajectory that you had. So what was your experience like during your time in office as mayor?
So I've been mayor for 11 years now, believe it or not. And it's been an incredible time here, to say the least. You know, the New Britain that I see today, or that we live in today, is very different than it was 11 years ago. And I've had a lot of different experiences, but I think the most fulfilling has been being able to change the quality of life and really improve the quality of life for everybody here in town. So many different development projects that we've been able to do. So many new housing projects. We've built new schools. We've built new parks. Our roads have been redeveloped. We built the Beehive Bridge, which everybody loves and all the kids love driving by it. We opened CT Fast Track. We've done so much for just bringing in new business and creating a new community here. I think the last 11 years have certainly been fruitful for our city, but they've also been very satisfying for me too, as the leader. But it hasn't all been fun. There's been some difficulties with that too, but that comes with politics. But I feel that we've been able to navigate pretty smoothly and get things accomplished, even though there's been a lot of political opposition.
Okay, that's great. Is there any one accomplishment that you have as mayor that you're most proud of?
Oh, man. So it's not really like a sexy thing to talk about, I guess. But I'll say the biggest accomplishment that I've had has been with the city's finances. When I took office here, the city was facing a $30 million deficit, and today it's a $34 million surplus. So I'll say that's definitely my greatest accomplishment. It has been very, very difficult to fix that because there's a lot that had to go into unpacking those issues. A lot of money that was being misspent, a lot of people that weren't, being taxed correctly. We fixed a lot of that, but today we're in a much better, solid financial place. And it just kind of talked to the complexities about being mayor and what that is. In the city of New Britain, we have a strong mayor form of government, so you don't have necessarily a town manager or a chief administrator. The mayor is that person. So I am the one that's, not only out there cutting ribbons and opening businesses and doing all the fun stuff that you guys see on social media, but I'm also back here doing all the paperwork, doing the budgeting, hiring, and unfortunately firing people too. So I kind of do it all. This job is very, very complex.
Yeah. So why are you no longer running for mayor, and do you have another plan in the future?
So after I'll be completing 12 years, and I recently announced that I would not be seeking re-election for a 7th term, and very sad about it. That's for sure. It took a lot for me to make that decision, but I think what's most important is that you have to know in politics when it's time to go. You can't be mayor forever. You can't be president forever. You can't be governor forever. You have to. I term limited myself. I think I've been able to do a lot of good things here, but I think it's time that someone else can come in here and make their mark on the city and hopefully continue the great things that I've been able to do. But it's sad. It's a scary reality because I don't necessarily know what's next. A lot of people are predicting my future for me right now. And while it's very flattering, I genuinely don't know. It's either I stay in politics and I'll go down the path of potentially running for governor, or I'll go work in the private sector somewhere. My background is in public administration, but it's also in municipal and government finance too. So I think I have a pathway no matter where I want to go, but it's just I don't know just yet. And my family's a big piece of that too, right? My husband, I have 2 young kids. My daughter's 4 and my son just turned 1. So we have a lot on our plate. But I'll give myself a couple of months to make a decision on where I want to go, and if that's the case, I think I'll be back here for another interview with you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we might not know what comes next, but we're hopeful for whatever it might be. So during your term as mayor, what was your relationship like with the Latino community?
Oh, fantastic. So New Britain has a blossoming and a huge Latino community. They're not always all together on everything. So I try to do my best on trying to bring everybody together. And in 2015, one of the most notable things I did as mayor was we designated Arch Street as the Barrio Latino. And we made that designation because we were starting to see all of these Hispanic and Latino-owned businesses pop up on Arch Street. I mean, obviously, we have the Queen, Brenda, at Criollissimo. We all love her. But you started to see all these smaller businesses that pop up. And New Britain is also home to a large Polish community, too. So you have the little Poland area, but we needed a little Latino area too, right? So we designated it the barrio. We've been working very hard to help empower Latino-owned businesses to buy buildings, open businesses, really try to flourish that environment, the cultural environment that's very important to our city too. And so piece by piece, year by year, you see a little bit more happen. This coming year, on Arch Street, you're going to see more housing that's opening, and also a new Latino bakery, but also a Colombian themed and Venezuelan themed restaurant that's going to be down in the back there. That's at 266 Arch Street. And there's going to be 18 units of housing that's there as well. So we're also getting ready to embark on this massive streetscape project on Arch Street, which is really going to work and incorporate a lot of really unique elements. So we're redoing the roads, redoing the sidewalks. We're going to put new trees, new street lamps. We're going to have like stringed lights across the street, really kind of creating that festival kind of feel. We're very, very excited for that. I hope that I'm still mayor to see it completed, but I don't think I'm going to be. I think it might take a couple of years to do, but all in all, I kind of bring it back to my relationship with the Latino community in New Britain has been very positive. And I felt a lot of love from the Latino community in town, and I'm really grateful for it. To the point where I think it's funny when I'm at the grocery store, everybody just thinks I'm Puerto Rican, so they just always talk to me in Spanish, and I'm going, can you slow down a little bit? I can get it if you just slow down a little bit. No, but it's been really, they've been a huge help to my campaigns too. Just always out there campaigning, and when you're improving the quality of life for everyone, I guess, it doesn't matter what background you are. People know that you do a good job and they respect you for that. And I'm really grateful to have had their support over the years.
Yeah, that's amazing. So we're thankful for everything that you've done to help promote our culture. And so during this time of election, because the elections are coming up soon, what would you say to the general public as to why they should vote?
well, you have to. You can't not vote. But I understand, there's a lot of people out there that might not feel that that their vote matters. I can say from many personal experiences that your vote absolutely does count, and it does matter. It doesn't matter who you vote for, as long as you get out there and vote. That's the important thing. You're here. You have the right. We have the right as Americans to these fair and free elections, and we really should be participating in them, because I feel like if you don't vote, you can't complain. You don't get the right to complain if you don't vote. But I think now we have this new in Connecticut. We now have early voting, so we have early voting that's happening right now, and it started yesterday. It was the first day of it, so you can go, and every town has an early voting location, so you'll be able to vote. You have to look it up based on what town you're in, but you can go and you can vote now up into election day. So it just gives you more opportunities. So if you don't have time to take off from work, or you can't, be late, or something happens actually on election day, you have, 2 weeks in advance to do it. And I think that's a really great thing. So you have no excuse to not vote now, because you have all this time.
Okay. Who would you like to thank for your time as mayor?
Oh man, everyone. And honestly, as simple as enough as it is, I mean, the people that put me here, the people who did vote for me, right? The people who did believe in me, the people who took a chance on a young kid that was running for mayor, right? At 26 years old, that's a lot to ask of people. And they took a chance on me. And so I want to thank them. And I hope I didn't disappoint them. I don't think I did, but I guess that's who I'll thank, the people who put me here.
Okay, that concludes our interview. Thank you so much, Mayor Stewart, for your insights into your political work and for everything that you do to serve our community. And to everyone watching, thank you so much for listening, and we encourage you to vote in the upcoming elections. Thank you.